What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. I am here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It is Thursday, July 23rd, 2026. My name is Chris Drummond. I am a freelance sports reporter based out of upstate New York here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a very, very special guest that's on with me today, fresh off of working in the World Cup. As you guys know, the World Cup spanned over a month and some change. Okay. Also, is a recent college graduate from Montclair State University. Her name is Mackenzie Cochran. And we're going to talk to her about her why of involving herself in sports, but we're also going to ask her some get to know you questions. So without any further ado, I introduce to you the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Mackenzie. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on, and thank you so much for that introduction. It's very kind of
No,
you.
no, absolutely. Listen, it's absolutely the truth, no question about it. And listen, you did all the work. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, a
Congratulations
lot of work.
again, right? Congratulations again for
Thank you.
graduating as well. We're gonna have some fun tonight. All right. And my first question is always the same for every guest that hops on this thing, and that is, what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or any inspirations maybe growing up? But ultimately, what is your why for wanting to get involved with media and sports?
Yes, so of course. So growing up, I've always been a big Pittsburgh Penguins fan. I've got that from my dad. My dad and my extended family is from Pittsburgh. So naturally, you kind of take the sports teams of your family. So I've always been a big Steelers fan, a big Penguins fan. Penguins fan was definitely the biggest team I followed because my dad also plays hockey. So growing up in like household where my dad would go off and have hockey practice, I would come and like watch his games as well. Would watch
Yeah.
Penguins games on TV. So I've always been infatuated with sports, and I always was an athlete myself. I run track and cross country at Montclair State University, which I just graduated from. So I always
Yeah.
liked the sports side of things. And honestly, just from watching NHL on TV as well, like watching broadcasts, I always liked seeing the female journalists on the screen. I thought they were so cool. I'm like, oh my gosh, they get to report on players, they get to meet players, interview them. And I've always been an outgoing person, so I thought, hey, if she could do it, I could do it too. So
For
my
sure.
role models have always been actually, it's funny because I'm a Penguins fan, but I live in South Jersey, so we kind of watch like Philadelphia broadcasts. So I'd watch NBC SN Philly, and my role model was Taryn Hatcher growing up. She
Absolutely.
yeah, she would cover like the Flyers podcast and the Flyers broadcast as well on TV. So it would be a Penguins versus Flyers game, and NBCSN Philly would obviously take the Philadelphia side, but I would see her covering it, and I thought it was really, really cool. So I always looked up to her, and honestly, getting to sports media was really just watching really NHL Tonight on the fly. Like Jamie Hirsch was also a big inspiration, and she covered just overall NHL. So I knew going in, I want to cover hockey, but coming out of doing sports media, I've done basically almost every single sport in the book. So I kind of came in thinking, okay, I'm only going to do hockey. I want to do sports reporting for hockey. Now I'll do anything, which is the best part about getting into this business.
Absolutely. And that's a great, terrific first answer for the
Thank
first
you so
question.
much.
And I want to touch up on a few things before I get to question number two. And that's one, I'm so happy you said Pittsburgh because I have family in Pittsburgh as well. I went to the
Yes.
draft this past year in Pittsburgh. I don't know
How
if you
was
did or
that?
not. Oh, it was amazing. It was amazing. I didn't get a chance to cover it. I went as a fan, but my brother is from Pittsburgh. So Pittsburgh's 412 area. They're huge Steeler fans. My
Yes.
stepmom is from Pittsburgh. So I got a chance to go to the draft and be able to see how that was, be inside of the stadium, which was amazing. And with all those people of just seeing those different things. And I'm going back there for a game too, sometime in October. No question as a fan. So sometime in October, I'll be going back to a Pittsburgh game. I love that. You also said the hockey. So I got a chance to cover the NHL draft this year in Buffalo because that's where I'm at in upstate Buffalo near there.
That's awesome.
And that is they do a hockey career conference. I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a hockey career conference where they take people's resumes and business cards, and each year they go around as a panel, but they also it's like a career fair type of atmosphere. But this way you network with hockey officials and people if you want to break into the sport. Have you ever heard of sports management worldwide?
No, I've heard of Teamwork Online, and I know they do the same thing, but I've never heard of that website.
So this one is a little bit more extensive. So what the
Okay.
teamwork online, I definitely know what you're talking about because that's actually how I got my break in the sports back when I first started college. Is I went to college in Georgia, so I had an Atlanta Falcons career fair for teamwork online, where my mother and my aunt uncle still live to this day. But sports management worldwide, it's a little different. They're a little bit more extensive. It's a little bit more professional. You go to receptions. You go the night before, you go to a reception and there's a meet and greet. So you meet and greet with all the bigwigs and they have a private dinner for everybody there. Then that next day, what you do is you go around to different panels, you network, you talk to different people that's been in the sport, you exchange either business cards or numbers, and then they all go out to an event together. Then they have the next day they end it. I went to the NFL one which they have all kind of sports. The NFL one is the same thing every year. It's at the combine, so the NFL combine's in Indianapolis every single year. I
Yeah.
went to that. That was amazing, no question about it.
That's so
Passed out a
cool.
lot of cards. So I pass this on to you, Mackenzie, because
Okay.
this might be something that you want to be interested in for sure. I don't know where the location is for hockey next year, but
Okay.
wherever the draft is going to be is where the conference is going to be.
Nice.
So yeah, so definitely, I could definitely pass you that information, and I hope to see you down the
Yeah.
line at some point because it'd be amazing to meet you for sure.
That'd be amazing. Thank you so much for that.
No, no question, no question. Now, this next question has to do with Montclair State. I want to
Okay.
know, was that your first choice from the transfer from you transferring from community college to Montclair State, or did you have any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to Montclair State? Because when you talk about Jersey, you got Rutgers there.
Hmm.
Obviously, if you talk about Philadelphia, Temple, Villanova, there's other schools in the vicinity of yours. Talk to me. What sold you on Montclair State?
Okay. So going into transferring, I didn't know if I wanted to major in either journalism or sports communication. Those were
Hmm.
the two I was interested in because when I thought about journalism, I thought it wouldn't limit me to only just sports. I could break into like hard news and entertainment news. But then sports communication really caught my interest because I was thinking about it. I'm like, what do I really want to do when I'm older? I don't want to be the morning news person. I really just want to cover sports.
Yep.
So I wanted to choose a college that had a great sports communication program. And of course, Temple, everyone knows, has a great sports communication program for sure.
Yeah.
But coming out of community college, the reason why I went to community college was because I graduated in the top percentage of my high school class. So I was given a full ride scholarship to community college in New Jersey. And then that scholarship takes me on to a New Jersey public school. So it kind of
Hmm.
limits me to staying in New Jersey. So the only options I have for New Jersey public schools with sports communication was Rowan and Montclair. I also
Yeah.
applied to Rutgers. I got into Rutgers. My major at Rutgers would have been journalism and digital media or journalism digital studies, something like that.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
knew I wanted to do sports communication. So my two options were either Rowan and Montclair. And it was such a hard choice because both schools had exactly what I was looking for. Because remember, I'm also a student athlete. So at
Right.
Rowan and Montclair, I would have majored in sports communication. I would have ran on their cross country and track and field teams. And the third thing I wanted was an honors college. I honestly like having harder classes. I'm very studious. I like being able to challenge myself. So I applied for honors college at both Rowan and Montclair, and I got into both. So both schools
Mm.
had exactly what I was looking for. So I
Right.
was thinking, I'm like, what choice do I want? And the ultimate choice that sold me to Montclair was its proximity to New York City. Growing up, I've always lived in South Jersey. I'm so close to Philadelphia, but I'm a New
Right.
York City girl by heart. I love New York City. It's my favorite city in the United States. I've always loved visiting. I always loved being part of it, and I like the sports scene better in New York. And I feel like there's more sports because by Montclair you also have New Jersey Devils. So you kind of
You do.
have, yeah, and then you also have like some MLS soccer teams. So I know the area of North Jersey has more sports there than
Mhm.
Philadelphia. And plus, another reason was my first 2 years at community college, I commuted. But my last 2 years, I was able to live on campus, get the full college experience. So that was another reason why I chose it. So that's exactly why I chose Montclair, and it's the best choice I've ever made. I love Montclair so much. I'm a proud Red Hawk alum. I
Yeah.
always tell my school to everyone. I'm always like hopeful to help everyone out who wants to go there. So that was my why.
Well, I'm a different bird. I'm an owl. I'm a proud owl alumni. I know Temple has owls, but Kennesaw
Yes.
State is where I graduated. I'm Kennesaw State owl, so we're owls too. So I'm another bird. So shout out to the birds. And I love that. I love that. But I also love your reasoning for why you chose that. I'm so happy that you're very studious. I'm happy you got a full ride scholarship. That's amazing. No question about that, Mackenzie, for sure. It had to be a difficult decision, but it turns out you made the right decision. My bonus question, because I have a few bonus questions before I get to the favorite questions. One, I want to know, you said cross country and track.
Yeah.
Now, which one did you like more? Which one was 51%? Which one was 49%?
I like cross country more.
Okay, so are you a longer distance runner? Is that what you like to call like yourself, or are you a
It's
sprinter?
it's okay, it's funny. So I started track in elementary school and I did sprinting. I did the
Mhm.
100 meters, 200 meters, 400 meters. I also did long jump. And then I stopped running in middle school. Middle school was my big like theater kid phase. I think
Oh,
that was what gave me like confidence, what made me going like a very outgoing person. And
yeah.
then back in high school, I went back to running track. So I did track, I did sprinting my freshman year. So
Okay.
again, 100, 200, 400. I stopped doing long jump. My sophomore year was a COVID year. So I had absolutely
Ah,
no
mm,
track. But
yeah.
my freshman year of high school, my sister runs cross country and track as well. My sister is very talented. She ran at Seton Hall University, so she ran Division 1. And when the coach knew I was coming in, the coach was like, "You've got to join the cross country team. Like, you're Kate's sister. You've got to join the team." So I was
Right.
sprinting my freshman year of high school while also running cross country at the same time. So by
Wow.
doing both, they don't really want you to stay on sprinting if you have a longer distance background. So my junior
Yes.
year, I had to switch from sprints to distance. But
Okay.
coming off a sprinting background, I would do like 800 meters on the track, a mile on the track. I don't do anything longer than a mile, even in college. Like, there's events where you can do the 5K and the 10K on the track. I don't do that.
Yep.
So, technically, I'm a middle distance runner on the track. I
Right.
also like tabble and do some like 4x4s as well. But I like cross country because I feel like it's really cool. I like running the courses. I do like running 5Ks and 6Ks. I feel like for me, like track can be kind of boring if you run a 5K, just loop a track consistently. So going
Right.
to different meets where you see different courses and it's really pretty. You see like wood trails, really really nice. And the best part about cross country is the team is smaller, so you feel like you really get to have more friends, you get to know each other more. And the
Connect
meets
more.
are shorter. Yes. The meets are also shorter. So you run your 5K or your 6K. So in college, women would run 6Ks. You
Yep.
run your 6K, and then if you have a men's team, they'll do their 8K, and then you just leave. For
Yep.
track, you can do a 400-meter race, and you have to stay all day because you have all the other throwing events and the jumps,
Yes.
sprints
The
distance,
relays,
the
all of it.
relays. It's a long day. So
It is.
honestly, I like cross country better.
That makes sense. That makes perfect sense because again, that was one sport I did not play in high school. I only played basketball, football, baseball in high school, but obviously I'm not the collegiate athlete like that you are, which is amazing. But I covered, right? I've covered those sports, and covering a track meet is an all damn day thing. There's no question about that, especially when you're doing track and it's hot.
Yes.
And you're outdoors. It can get kind of sweaty, it can get a little hot outside. There's no question about that. I prefer cross country because typically cross country is in the fall. It's nice and breezy outside. Plus, you're running on some very interesting like tracks. Like it's not really like tracks. You're running in the trees and the
Yeah,
woods sometimes. You're running on the grass.
more.
Like sometimes you lose the runners. Like you really don't know where you go. Like and it's crazy because some of the stories that you hear from cross country, like when you're running, it's a whole bunch of people running side by side, but sometimes people elbow people, sometimes people getting elbowed or tripped in the woods, and you just don't know. It's not like it's intentional. It's just you're just running. Like and
Yeah.
there's so many people around you. Have you ever had something like that happen?
Like if someone tripped me before in a race.
No, no. Like you're running and like somebody elbows you or elbows
Yeah,
you by accident or
all the
like
time.
things that happen that the audience and the media can't see. Because remember, you go
Yes.
offline. Like we can't see you at the whole race.
All the time. It's a common term to be boxed in. So when you're
Okay.
boxed in on a race, it means you're surrounded by people and you're trying to like run out on the outside of it so you can go around them, but you can't because there's just so many people running together at the same time.
Yes.
And in order to get out of the box, you'd elbow people, and it can be honestly a contact sport. They don't say cross country is a contact sport, but
Oh, it is.
you can toss some arms around. And I know like on the track you wear spikes, and there's times where like the spikes would like hit your ankles from other girls. Like it would hurt because spikes are sharp.
Right. Absolutely, absolutely. The next bonus question I had for you was you mentioned the Penguins. My favorite player is Sid the Kid. And anybody that knows
Oh,
hockey, obviously Sid the Kid is Sidney Crosby, right? But before that, my favorite player was Mario Lemieux.
that's mine.
With right. So obviously, I wanted to ask you what was your favorite Penguin player?
Okay, so growing up with my dad, who's a big Penguins fan, I never got to experience Mario play in person. But
Me
my
too.
dad,
Same here.
yeah, but my dad owns copies of old Penguins games. Like he has his like DVD collection, so I'd
Hmm.
watch those games with him. And honestly, I just like loved Mario Lemieux. I loved his person. I loved his character, and the fact that like he helped out with the Penguins when Penguins were almost gonna like go to a different city. Like they were not going to be a team anymore in Pittsburgh, and he literally bought the Penguins and made sure like they're staying in
They
Pittsburgh.
stayed. Yeah.
It's crazy. And outside the Penguins arena, there's a Mario Lemieux statue. So
Yep.
with all of that, I'm a big Mario fan. But honestly, by watching the Penguins, I was a big Phil Kessel fan, especially the 2016 to 2017 Penguins Cup run where they run back to back years. The biggest thing was like the HBK line. It was like
Yeah.
Hyman, Benino, Kessel. Like they completely dominated playoffs 2016. So I just thought Phil Kessel was so good, and I thought he was funny because he had that like chill guy like
Hmm.
persona, and like the whole memes about him and how like he can be lazy, but when he tries, like he tries hard. It's like saying how he like loves the game, but then there'd be like videos of him doing interviews, and he's like, "Oh, I just want to eat a hot dog, or I just want to like watch TV, play video games, eat cookies." I just thought he was really
Right.
funny. So big Phil Kessel fan, also a big Jake Gensel fan as well. I
Yeah.
remember when Jake Gensel joined the team, had his first Penguins game. He scored 2 goals that game against the Rangers. That was big for the Penguins. And then I knew from that game, I'm like, okay, this kid is going to be a superstar. Which he
Yeah,
is
and
a
he went
superstar.
on to Tampa Bay, didn't he? Didn't he go to Tampa Bay, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah. And then he
Okay.
just played in the Olympics for like
Yes,
Team
he did.
USA and won gold.
Yes, he did.
So I knew from that game he'd be a superstar. And he joined the team, won 2 cups immediately. Crazy. And he is a big guy in Pittsburgh during that era. In Pittsburgh, they have this place called the Milkshake Factory where they made a
Absolutely. Yes.
milkshake. Yeah, they call it the Jake Shake. So I
Hmm.
went to Pittsburgh and I visited my family and I got a Jake Shake and I was really excited. So I was
Okay.
also
Yeah.
a big Jake Gensel fan. And then Sidney Crosby is just our captain. Iconic. Big Crosby fan as well.
No question.
And
That
no
that's
question
definitely
about
my
it.
favorite player. My favorite player for sure.
Okay.
And listen, and naturally, to be honest with you, I wasn't, I have family that's from there, but I'm not from there. I was born in Chicago, so of course, my second favorite team is the Blackhawks. Which, if anybody knows about the Blackhawks and the Penguins in the 2010s to the 2020s, it was a big time rivalry between them two
Yeah.
because they were trading Stanley Cups
Yes.
back and forth. They won a lot in that decade, and one of my favorite though Stanley Cups. Before I get to the next question of favorites, is do you remember when the Penguins won Game 7 on the road when they beat the Red Wings? When they beat the Red Wings?
Yes, that's way, way back. I was
Yeah.
really little.
Yeah. I was little too, but not. I'm definitely a little older than you, but I
Yes.
was little as well. But I remember that. That was one of my favorite runs. Of that. That was when Sid was young, super
Yes.
young. Yes, and that's one of my favorite Stanley Cups that they won. When they won Game 7 on the road, I'm like, okay, Sid might be something because that was gutsy. Detroit Red Wings had a squad; they had a team back then. That 2016-2017 run, though, I definitely remember that for sure. No question about that.
Epic.
That's my
That was
college years.
Yeah, that was an absolute insane run. And I remember my favorite game. It was a 2017 run. Remember the game 7 against the Ottawa Senators
No question about it. Absolutely remember that. That was an epic game.
and the game winning goal?
Now
That
I don't remember. I remember the game-winning goal, but I don't remember who scored it.
It was Chris Kunitz.
Ah, got you, Chris Kunitz. Okay, yep, he
I'll
was a key factor
never
in that run too. He was key.
forget that memory. I'll never forget the memory. I remember watching it and be like, oh my gosh. Like that game, it was insane. Went into overtime. I was nervous the whole game.
It was epic. It really
It was
was because that a lot of people thought the Senators would up in Pittsburgh. A lot of
Yeah.
people did that. Yeah, that was a really really close series. To be honest with you, I love that. Okay, you got some good taste, girl. Here we go. Favorite question. I'm gonna ask you some favorite questions. You give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions, Mackenzie. Okay, so here we
Okay.
go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Favorite meal that I like to cook?
Yes.
I'm gonna say the Mbappe special. Nothing. I'm sorry, you walked right
What?
into that.
Wait a minute. What the hell did you call it? The Mbappe what?
Do you not know the meme, the Mbappe special?
No. Break that down to
Okay,
me.
okay, okay. So right now in the World Cup, Kylian Mbappe, he
Oh,
was in an interview, and they asked him like, what is his favorite meal to cook? And he said, "Oh, the Mbappe special, nothing." So that is a meme on social media right now, where instead
wow.
of people saying nothing, they would say the Mbappe special.
Mbappe special. Well, that's exactly what the hell you gave us in the World Cup, Mbappe. Nothing. That's right. That's exactly what you gave us, man. Because I had France winning it, and he killed
I
me
did
when
too.
Spain beat him.
I
So,
did too.
so
He
yeah.
now I mean he won the Golden Boot race, so that was awesome. But that game, France versus Spain, was like what happened? Because France was
Yeah.
dominating the entire thing, and then
No
seeing
question.
that game, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. No question about that. Okay, so let me ask you the flip side then, Mackenzie. What is your favorite meal that you like to eat?
Okay, my favorite meal I like to eat. I'm a big fan of steak. I love a good steak, like
Oh,
a
okay.
ribeye, a fillet. I also like pasta a lot, like a penny alla vodka and a baked ziti. Those are my top two.
Okay, girl, you be a perfect date now. I like
That
that
is
steak
cute.
and pasta. I'm with you on
Yeah.
that. Now, hold on, but I gotta ask you though before I even say that, because I might be speaking too soon. How do you like your steak? How you like your steak prepared?
Okay. I would say medium well.
Okay, well, perfect. That's not bad. That's not too bad. I'm a medium well or medium rare guy. Either or, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But yeah, but medium for sure. Definitely not well done. I'm
No.
definitely not a well done
No.
person. Okay, got you. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
I've been to so many that it's hard to pick one that I like the best.
Hmm.
Ooh. I saw 5 seconds of summer this summer. Funny. With my good friend. from college, and I thought that was really really fun. So I would say that one. And the best part was that was at Madison Square Garden. That was my
Yeah,
first time ever being inside that stadium. That stadium just blows away any other indoor stadium or arena I've ever been to in my life. I
no
always tell people
question.
my dream job would be to work at Madison Square Garden, like working for the Rangers, working for the Knicks, doing anything within sports media. Because I just think
Yeah.
that stadium is just gorgeous. I love New York City. So honestly, a big part of the reason why I liked that concert so much was it was my first time inside that arena, and I just love it there.
Oh, no question. Madison Square Garden is the Mecca. That's what we call it, the Mecca of all stadiums and sports. Is really anytime that you think about like historic stadiums, you're going to think about Madison Square Garden. You're going to think about Wrigley Field. You're going to think about
Yeah.
Fenway Park. You're going to think about different arenas like that. So I love that, and places and ballparks. So I love that. That's a pretty good answer. I would definitely say I'm a huge R&B guy. So The Weeknd. I'm not sure if you know who
Oh,
he is, but
I want to
yeah.
go to one so badly.
Yeah, he's great. He's amazing, no question about it. So I'm that's more definitely my speed. But I also like 5 Seconds of Summer too. That's a great group, great band. Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Favorite place you've ever traveled to?
London. I was just in London for spring break. My honors college, you had to apply
Wow.
for it. So you had to like send an application, write an essay. I got picked for it. But it's funny because we went to study sustainability and environmental science. I don't do any of that. I do sports communication. So I was with a bunch of kids who like knew that very well. I was just learning it for the first time. I actually picked it up pretty quickly because I
Sure.
loved honors college. I love studying. I love being studious. So I had a great time. But the reason why honestly I applied for that is because I really wanted to see London, and it was a free trip, which is crazy. The fact that I went to London for free is insane. I
That's wild.
absolutely love it. I love it there. I think about London honestly every day. I miss it so much. That was definitely my highlight location I visited.
Well, I was definitely going to be hitting you up because that's on my bucket list to go to London, and at least cover a game. I would love to cover a football game out there
Yeah,
over there at Wembley Stadium. That would be amazing. That's one of my
yeah,
bucket list things that I want to do. But so yeah, I'm definitely going to keep that in mind. I would say Jamaica was my
that's
trip
cool.
that I loved. It was a family trip. You know, my dad set it up, and it was great. It was awesome. So got to see a lot, and I'm a beach person, so I love water. I love beaches. I love just sitting out there with good vibe, good people. So I love that. So yeah, that's amazing. Now, Mackenzie, we're sports people, so I want to ask you this two-part sports question. Favorite sport you like to watch on TV? Favorite sport you like to attend in person? They could be the same sport.
Yes. Honestly, that could also be like a different answer as well. Honestly, I would say hockey for both, but it's kind of boring. So let's kind of switch up this answer. I'm going to keep hockey to watch on TV, but to attend
Okay.
in person, I think baseball games are kind of fun. Because baseball is a sport where you can like watch it, you can also walk around, you can get some food. And
Yeah.
honestly, like having an outside baseball game with really nice weather is a really fun thing to do. And baseball tickets are probably on the cheaper side of sports games.
No
So that's
question.
why I feel like it's really fun going to a baseball game. But the true answer is honestly hockey for both.
For sure. Definitely hockey. Obviously, we have the Sabres up here with the NHL schedule just dropping. I definitely am going to take a second and third, fourth look to see if I can squeeze in some Sabre games, but not only some Sabre games, but also some Penguin games because literally Pittsburgh is only 3 hours away from me.
Yeah.
It's a nice drive. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to see if I can squeeze that in for sure. No question. I like that, though. Okay, this what's up. Now, favorite, I'm the last one of the favorites. I'm a foodie. I love food. I'm a carnivore at heart, but I'm also a breakfast person. I'm a huge breakfast person, but I want to
I
know from you. Favorite place you like to go out and eat at?
favorite place I like to go to. Does it have to be breakfast or can it be anything?
Anything.
Okay, so there's one restaurant that I liked a lot. It's called Cafe Out on the Birdie. It's like Italian food, but you can also get steak there. So kind of like fitting for me because I like both. That's
Yeah.
definitely up there with places to eat at. There's also some like places in my hometown, just like your local pizza shop or like your local diner that like really is really good. Oh, another one that I went to that was really good was Hell's Kitchen. That is in Atlantic City. It's also in New York City. You can go other places as well. They have it in Connecticut.
Oh yeah, I
But
know what you're talking about. Yep.
so good. So good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hell's Kitchen for sure. I mean, obviously when I stayed there for the 5 days, so I was doing Fanatics Fest for the 4 day event that was there, but I was in Union, New Jersey. There's a place called Burnett Barbecue. It's called Burnett Barbecue that's
Okay.
in Union. And they got some of the best barbecue I've tasted. I mean, that barbecue was out of this world. It was really good. Burnett Barbecue. That was one restaurant that I saw that I was like, man, that's pretty good. And then there was another restaurant on 8th Avenue,
Okay.
in the city
Yeah.
as well. That I ate with a friend. There was some more chicken and barbecue places. Cause at first we was gonna go to a sushi and steak shop, and I'm like, yo, I don't know about sushi. I ain't really with the sushi too much.
I don't do sushi
Uh,
either.
yeah, I ain't with the sushi a whole lot. So let's go to this BBQ spot, get this chicken
Yeah.
real quick. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I'm with that. So we went to that spot. But I would love to know some places maybe in Jersey that you know about, or maybe some places in Philadelphia. I've only been to Philadelphia like maybe once in my life, but I have a funny feeling that I'm going to be going there soon for
Okay.
sure for some sporting events and stuff like that. So, like I
Yeah.
said, you got to give me a list out there. So when I do come back out there, maybe we can go to one of those places, Mackenzie.
Okay, I got you. I know
No
good food.
doubt. Say less. Say less. I'm with you. Now, let's talk about your day to day operations. Now, you're coming off of being a college student athlete.
Yeah.
And typically, when you're in college, you're taking full time classes. When you're taking full time classes, you're taking four or more, right?
Yeah.
12 credits or more for full time. But, you're doing track and cross country. So you're playing in two separate seasons, fall and spring, right? For
Three.
sure.
I'll do
Oh,
indoor
three.
track.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's
right.
year
Outdoor
round.
indoor track. Yeah,
There's no
it's year
break.
round.
There's no
Wow.
break.
So with that even being said, that's even more work. So I want to know what was your day to day operations like of trying to get studying in, trying to get weightlifting in, practice in, having a social life. You already said you're a social butterfly, which I
I
certainly
am.
wouldn't mind hanging out with you, and I think your friends and family feel the same way. So how did you squeeze all that in and day to day operations? What was that like?
Get prepared. It is crazy. So I'll do a typical Tuesday. Tuesdays
Okay,
were always my busy days. So Tuesday morning, I would host a morning news show on my radio station. It's called
that's
Morning
right. You
Buzz.
did media too.
Yes, it's called Morning Buzz at WMSC 90.3 FM. And
Right.
actually, Morning Buzz is still happening this summer, and I'm on the Wednesday show. So tune in. But
Okay.
not just
Okay.
that. So I would host that. So I would get in the studio at 6 a.m. You would write the script for the first hour, and then you
Wow.
would host. Yeah, you'd host a show from 7 to 9. I would do that last year. This year they changed it where you'd get in the studio at 7 a.m. Then the show would be from 8 to 10. So that was really nice. You get an extra hour sleep in. But again, you're waking up really, really early because you have to be in the studio at 7. So you basically
Right.
wake up like within like the 6 o'clock time range.
Right.
So I start my mornings off. I would do a 7 to 10 basically at the studio. And then in between that, I would have a class at 11. So in my 10 to 11 hour, I would get coffee. I'd always get coffee. I like caffeine. Good thing is I'm not addicted to caffeine. I don't need it, but I feel like it really gets me in a happy mood. It gets my day going. So
Sure.
we had a Starbucks right across from the School of Communication and Media building. So it was really
Wow.
convenient for me. Just go to Starbucks and then I'll go to my class. So Tuesdays I would have my class and my classes were pretty long. It'd be like an 11 o'clock class to like a 1:45 class. Keep in mind, my practice was at 1:30 p.m. So I would tell my coach, I'd be like, hey, I have to be a little late to practice on these certain days. And since I'm a college senior, he has to agree with that, my coach. So I would go to straight from class to practice. So my practice would be from 1:30. Typically, practice would be like 2 hours long. It can consist of either an easy run. So an easy run would be like 4 to 6 miles, or it could be a workout. Workouts are the days where like you're running really fast, really, really hard. So you do a lot of like reps of speed work. Those are definitely the hard days. It'd be like a 2 mile warm up, a 2 mile cool down. So it's a lot of running. So for some reason, my workout days were on Tuesdays. So you have a morning show on the radio in the morning, then you have class, and then you have to go straight, and you have to run. So I'd run, and then I'd get out around like 3:30, 3:45, and then I would work again at 5 o'clock. So in my time span, I would go to the
Wow.
dining hall with my teammates. I would
Yeah.
eat a lunch dinner, it's like a dinner, and then 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock, I would work at the fitness center. So I work like I'm a front desk receptionist at my college's fitness center, which is like
Wow.
the athlete fitness center. Yeah, and that's on the whole other side of campus. So my whole day consists of me kind of just like zigzagging campus. I'd be like, the school comm media was right in the middle of campus. So go all the way to the left to go to the track, and then I would go all the way to the right to go to the fitness center. So
Wow.
then I would go to work, and then I would eat dinner, and then I would go all the way to my suite. I stayed in my suite my junior and senior year in Montclair. And then from there, I had my nights free, which is nice. So that's when I get my homework in. So my typical day was radio, I would do class, I would do practice, I would do work. And then finally I'm back in my suite. I would do my homework, I would study. Other days, I would throw in more radio shows. Like Monday, I hosted my own show called All Access, which was so cool when you reached out to me because I do exactly what you do. When I was in my last semester at Montclair, I hosted my own radio show where I
Yeah.
interviewed sports broadcasters and athletes because it mixes my two hobbies together, and I
Yeah.
used it as a way to understand why do people do what they do. It kind of gives me motivation to continue doing this and to get to people and know their why. So when you reached out to me and I saw what your show's about, I'm like, this is what I do. It's the same thing. But it's funny because I'm going from the one interviewing people to being interviewed.
Yeah.
So it's awesome how you reached out to me. That's exactly why I'm doing this show right now because I'm so passionate about sports communication. And that's why my days at Montclair were so stacked like that. I love
Yeah.
doing what I'm doing. I find enjoyment in it. I want to continue doing this. This is my biggest passion out of everything. Like, I love running track and cross country, it's super fun. But honestly, my biggest passion is doing sports communication. So that's why I packed my days like that. Another thing is, I also did dance at college. So on Tuesday nights, if I'm not studying, I would be in rehearsals because I would do the dance company. I would do their showcase because I also grew up as a dancer. So
Wow.
Tuesdays, I would like throw on some tap shoes or I'll do some hip hop. So days could be radio show, class, practice, work, studying, dance. And then some days you're throwing lifts. So it's constantly so busy at college, but I find enjoyment in being busy. I don't like just sitting around doing nothing. That's not who I am.
You and me both.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I feel like a lot of people you meet in sports communication are the most hardworking, driven people you ever meet. Like, sports communication is a lot of freelancers, and people like freelancing because they get to pick their own schedule, and you can
That's
work
me.
as many things as you want. You're not stuck with one thing you need to work. It's like one Saturday, okay, I'm gonna go work banana ball. One Monday, okay, I'm gonna go work an NFL game. So that's
Yep.
honestly like why I like doing this field so much, and you as well.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love, Mackenzie, no question. And that makes me smile because I already think you're absolutely amazing, hardworking, talented, beautiful, all the above. There's no question about all three of those for sure. And based upon, you just solidified that with your schedule of things that you do. No question about that. But the one thing that I take from that is that you learned time management
Yes.
very
Yes, I
early
did.
on. in school. And a lot of college athletes, especially high schoolers that come into it, right? You just graduated college. No, high school athletes that come into college need to learn about time management because
Yeah.
it's a different beast. It's a different beast from high school. High school is great to be an athlete, but once you're in college, there's so many different things that you could be doing and what's going on, and so many different distractions and different things. Like you can get overwhelmed, you can get burnt out very easily. But I love the fact of how you broke it down because it's the same mentality that I had when I was in school, just without the athlete stuff. Is that I wanted to pile on as much as I possibly could.
Yeah.
One, to see how much can I handle as an individual, but then number two, I'm also loving what I'm doing. So if you ask me to cover a game here, I'm cool. If I have to do 3 games in a day, I'm cool. If I got to do a radio show, I'm good. Yes,
Right?
there'll
Yeah.
be times where I'll be like, okay, I'll cover a 7 o'clock basketball game. We had the place called the Convocation Center, which is where we played our basketball and volleyball games at in college. But then I would go and cover a hockey game at 10:30 at night. Okay,
Exactly.
hockey game is at 1 o'clock in the morning. So what? Who cares? I'm covering sports. I'm talking to the players, talking to the coaches, and then I'll go to the bar with the players after the game. I mean, let's go. Let's have a good time. You know what I mean? I mean that's what we do as sports people, right? And we love it. My dad and my mother always said, if you do something that you absolutely love and that you're passionate about, you'll never ever call it work.
Mm,
And that's what I love. I love sports communication, but it's a great blend with this next question that I have for you, and that is mental health and school life balance. A lot of
okay.
people that are journalists. I've been in the journalism game for about 9 years, working in different networks, publications, covering all types of stuff. But they've left this industry for a plethora of reasons, right? Mental health has been one of the reasons, but also balance. Balance looks different to everybody, Mackenzie. Some people can handle a lot, like yourself. Some people can't handle much, and that's okay. To each his own, right?
Yeah.
I want to know, how do you keep your mental health strong, but also still have that, balance in your life without, being overwhelmed or being burnt out? Because again, you seem like a wonderful woman to be around. I certainly wouldn't mind being around you. And your friends and family are going to say the same thing. But you do have a lot on your plate. And we all have our days. We all have moments.
Oh yeah.
So how do you handle that and still keep your mental health strong?
The biggest thing is having the positive mindset. I've always been someone with a smile. I've always been someone who sees the brighter side of things. Having
Sure.
that positive mindset really does keep you going. And I know there's times where people in sports media, it's so hard to land that first gig.
Yeah.
They say, oh, it's a lot of networking, but the question is, if you're starting out, like, how do you meet these people? How do you network with them? Or even just like so many applications you have to throw out, like you're competing against so many people. How do you get that first gig? You really
Mhm.
just you have to keep going. You have to be motivated. You have to have that smile. That's the things that kept me going. And time management, when you're a student athlete, you have to have time management or you just can't be an athlete. You can't. Because when you're an athlete, you have to maintain a certain GPA requirement, so you got to make sure you're on top of your schoolwork. So, having that time management from being a student athlete really carries on to this field. Because this field, especially with freelancing, you have to know your time management if you're balancing all these different gigs at the same time or different
Sure.
weeks or same times within the week. So, for me, good time management, having that positive mindset and that determination drive is what keeps me going.
I love that. I do. And I appreciate you advocating that. You definitely got to have time management, but I also appreciate you talking about the freelancing type thing. Yeah, when you do freelance, you do a lot of different things. And mind you, you know, when you come into sports media and journalism, whether it's the print or the broadcast side, a lot of people get a misconception sometimes that, the broadcast, especially on the broadcast side, that these people must have it made because they're on TV, or it's the handsome guy or the beautiful lady. They're breaking down the news, giving us the 411, or they're covering sports. Man, they must have it made. And it's not like that. Networking is very difficult. It is hard, especially if you're not a natural person that wants to, reach out to people and speak to people, because rejection is very tough to deal with. But I always tell people, because I also teach as well. I sub teach as well. So I tell students all the time that ask me about covering different events. The main thing that I've done to get to these events is network.
Yeah.
And I've gotten a lot more no's than I've gotten yeses. And you will always get more no's in this industry than more yeses. But all you need is one yes. Because once you do get a yes, then it gives you the confidence that you're going to get more yeses from somewhere. Because now you're showing what your worth is. And I always try to tell, especially my high schoolers that I sub teach for sure, that I want to ask you this, Mackenzie, and that is about advice. What is some advice that you would give any individual that wants to be in sports media? I'm sure that you've had teammates that were underclassmen, and now you're a recent graduate. What would you tell somebody that's in high school coming into school, or tell some underclassmen, male or female, that wants to be in the sports media industry?
Yeah, of course. So I feel like everyone says the same thing, but it's true. Just having that yes mentality. If anyone comes to you, or if you just honestly you scroll through Instagram, I've seen so many job opportunities on Instagram or volunteer opportunities like, hey, we're looking for sports journalists. Hey, we need you to write articles for this company. Say
Yeah.
yes. Please say yes. Because having that first gig opens doors to everything else. But for me, for people who want to work in sports, especially people who go into college, I always recommend working in your college's athletics department. That
Yes.
was my first break in. And a
Yep.
lot of people don't know that, but I think that's the easiest break in. Either they are looking for people, you can find it on your college's athletics department's social media accounts. I
Yeah.
found mine, honestly, just from asking the athletic director at Rowan College of South Jersey. I was like, hey, I'm interested in working. And honestly, just from having me ask him, like, be the one to reach out first,
Yeah.
they will appreciate that and they'll say yes. So when you work in your college's athletics department, that looks great because it shows you have experience either working with the NJCAA, which is the Junior College Association, or the NCAA. And a lot of companies, especially like professional sports, or even if you want to work in college sports, like in a higher up, more paid position, they'll really like that. I know
Yep.
my first break in was with the Flyers. I was under this woman in sports media mentorship, and the reason how I got that was all I had on my resume at the time was from working in two college athletics departments. I reached out
Right.
to Raymond College, and with my experience working with them, I was able to
Yeah.
work with Montclair's athletics departments. And for both, I did game operations. At Rowan College of South Jersey, I did their social media accounts as well. I actually
Mhm.
created their social media account for my track team because I also
Wow.
ran track in college as well at Rowan College of South Jersey. I did track and cross
Okay.
country. So my boss was like, "Hey, we know you're good with social media. You make graphics for our athletics department page. You should make a track account." So I did that with that, and then at Montclair, I continued on doing game operations. So I would
Yeah.
say definitely join your college athletics department, and then also be on the lookout for any opportunities that are open. Just from like doing some research, find some local sports journalists pages that you like on Instagram, or even like
Absolutely.
see if your professional teams have like minor league teams, because those minor league teams are always looking for student interns or just people with volunteer positions who want to
For
start.
sure.
If you reach out and have your name ready to go, be like, hey, my name is so and so, I'm interested in this position, I'm hardworking, I'm willing, I'm diligent. You don't even need to have experience. If this is your very first gig and you say how much you love working in sports and how much you know about that team, they'll say yes. So I would say have that yes mentality if people are reaching out to you. If you're reaching out to them, sell yourself.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And a wonderful, wonderful answer, Mackenzie. No question
Thank
about
you.
that. And mind you, guys, just to, add to what Mackenzie just said. This is where you learn about what you like and what you don't like. Now, you may not like some of these positions that you do get, or something in media that you may get with your school, but you learn. Right, these are new skills that you're learning. Be a jack of all trades. I absolutely 10,000%. That's how I also started as well in my school's media. Right, I started in school media, did a sports radio show, writing sports articles for the radio website, worked for the school magazine, started covering all different type of events. That's how I kind of branched off to not just covering sports, but I can also do music and be able to do different kinds of events. Once you learn those skills, then you're able to, have a portfolio and then be
Yeah.
able to branch out to maybe some of the local areas, that whatever area that you're in. But you definitely want to be able to reach out and network, because networking is the best thing. If you take the initiative and be assertive, that goes a long way. But
It does.
again, a lot of people just don't know how to do it, and that's why I always advocate, Mackenzie, for especially kids that are in college or still in college. Go to sport career fairs, go to Teamwork Online, go to Eventbrite. Eventbrite's another one. Sports Management Worldwide. They have every single sport. They'll have a conference for it. Yes, it's a little bit probably more pricey for Sports Management Worldwide, but understand, you pay to play, right? If you're paying more, again, you're going to a reception, you're getting lunch, you're going to a reception where there's limited people that get to go to a reception like that. You're mingling with people, you're talking with people in big wigs, you're passing out business cards, you're going to different panels with everybody that's in a professional thing, you're going to a private event where only those particular people paid. So, like I said, like Mackenzie said, you definitely want to tap in with your school, and then try to go from there. But I love that kind of advice. That is some
Yeah.
great, great advice. Now, we've reached the portion of my podcast, Mackenzie, that we're going to
Okay.
play my interactive game called This or That. It's a
Okay.
game that I like to play with all of my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast, and it's very simple. I'm going to throw some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Out of these two restaurants, which restaurant would you rather sit down and eat at? Longhorn Steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse?
Oh, Texas Roadhouse.
Now,
Easy.
is that because you like the cinnamon rolls?
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. For sure. So good.
Got you, got you. Yes, they're very good, delicious. Okay, when it comes to chicken wings, which flavor
Ooh.
out of these two would you rather put on the wing? Barbecue or lemon pepper?
Barbecue.
Okay. Do you like your wings wet or dry?
What do you mean by wet or dry? Like with sauce or no sauce?
Yeah, with a lot of sauce is wet, dry is no sauce.
Oh, a lot of sauce.
Okay. Do you like your wings bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
So you like to get a little messy with it.
I do. I need like 20 napkins on the table.
I'm with you on that, girl. That's the type you got a friend in me. That's what I'm saying. Just like Toy Story. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Okay, let's keep this thing rolling. These next four questions have to do with music concerts you rather attend. So Mackenzie, if I ask you, what kind of music do you normally like to listen to? Would you say everything, or would you pick a specific genre?
I would say everything.
Okay, we're going to test that theory. So here we
Okay.
go. Out of these two artists, which music concert would you rather go see? Kendrick Lamar or Drake?
I actually saw Kendrick Lamar in concert. So since I saw him already, let's go with Drake.
Okay, okay, I got you. I like that. I like that. Now, out of these next two artists, let's go. Which music artist would you rather go see? Beyonce or Rihanna?
That's so hard. They're both so good.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, you're killing me, Smalls. Okay. Um, let's go with Beyonce. Let's go with
Got you.
Beyonce.
Got you. I like that. I like that reference you threw out, though. You're killing me, Smalls. I
Sandlot.
like
You're
that. I
killing me.
like that. That's right. That's saying a lot. Which music artist would you rather go see out of these two?
Okay.
Chris Brown or Usher?
Usher.
Okay, I like it. You was very definitive on that one.
Oh
Okay,
yeah.
I like that. Here we go. Last of the music. Which music artist out of these two would you rather go see? Would you rather go see Dua Lipa or SZA?
Dua Lipa.
Your eyes like widened like that. Like you
Okay.
must love you some Dua Lipa.
Okay, so it's funny. So when I was in eighth grade, I did my
Yeah.
middle school talent show, and I did a dance to Dua Lipa's New Rules. And I remember at the time, that was when Dua Lipa first started like getting big, like
Mm-hmm.
2018. That was her big song. So I remember I'm like, oh my gosh, this song is great. I hit up my best friend. I was like, we should do this dance together. So we did a jazz dance together to that song. And I remember thinking, I thought Dua Lipa was going to be a one hit wonder. And it made me so happy that she's booming successful now. So I would love to go
Absolutely.
to a Dua Lipa concert.
Yes. Two of the songs is two of my favorites is on my Pandora from her is Levitating with the
Yeah.
baby and Prisoner. Also
Yes.
with her and Miley Cyrus.
So
Both of
good.
those songs are very good. Okay. All right. Let's go back to sports. Out of
Okay.
these two sports, which sport would you rather watch on TV? Football or basketball?
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Hmm. Are we gonna talk about like a championship game, a regular season game, a playoff game?
We could talk either or, just football or basketball.
That's hard. That's hard. Okay. I'm gonna go with football.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Here we go. Now, out of these two sports, which sport would you rather play? Badminton or bowling?
Oh, they're both really fun. I'm gonna go with badminton. I loved badminton in like high school gym class.
I
So
did too. I
so fun.
did. It was pretty fun. It was pretty fun. Now, are you a good bowler though?
Okay, so it's funny you say that because I have a friend group at home where we went bowling for like one time, and then we would just go bowling consistently, like every week. So you'd think after every week I would get really good. I would
For
get
sure.
better, but I wouldn't break 120, which is not good in bowling consistently, like how I would go every week. So was I really that good at bowling? No, would I get some strikes and some spares? I would, but
Okay.
it
Okay.
was
Now,
okay. Then
now let me ask you: do you need the bumpers?
no, we
Okay.
graduated from that a long time ago. In
Well,
elementary school.
listen. Well, Mackenzie. Some people like to play Wii bowling in public. Some people
Oh,
like to
weed
do.
bowling's great.
It
That's a whole
is. It is.
story. I'm good at that. I know the tricks and the techniques to a good score. I know I was a big Wii kid. That was my
Okay.
time.
I'm just trying to tell you, like, I do my thing in Wii bowling.
Okay,
I'm yeah, I do my thing.
I'm pretty good too. So,
Okay, so we might have to see about that. I'm just saying, we might have to.
just
I'm just saying. Okay, all right, I like that. Now, do you like desserts?
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to name four categories of desserts. You have to eliminate one of these categories that you would never eat again. Okay, so here we go. The first category is grouped together, so it's pies slash cakes. Okay.
Okay.
The second category is ice cream. The third category is cookies. The last category is candy. Which one are you getting rid of?
Okay. Okay. Can you repeat that one more time? Because they
I
were
sure
all
can.
yummy.
The first category is pies slash cakes, so they're grouped together.
Okay.
The second category is ice cream. The third category is cookies. The last category is candy. Which one are you getting rid of?
Ugh. That's hard. That's really, really hard. We're gonna keep ice cream.
Okay.
We're gonna keep cookies. So it's
Okay.
now between like candy and cakes and pies. For me, I feel like cake and pies I really only eat on special occasions. Candy is kind of nice and convenient if you ever like run to the store and go get it. So I can't imagine life without candy. So I'm gonna
Okay.
say let's get rid of pies and cakes.
Okay. So, Mackenzie, I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Okay, my favorite ice cream flavor. I'm a big fan of like the chocolate brownie, peanut butter, like that combination together. Like add some Oreos to it. That's
Mm,
definitely my favorite like ice cream flavor.
Okay, that's a pretty good flavor for sure.
Yeah,
I'm a cookies and cream type of guy for
that's it.
sure. Okay, I like that. Now, do you like potato chips?
Yeah.
Okay, same format. I'm going to name four brands. You have to choose
Okay.
one of these brands to get rid of. So here we go. First one is Ruffles. The second one is Lay's. The third one is Pringles. The last one is Doritos. Which one are you getting rid of?
Lay's, goodbye. You don't compare to the rest. You're done.
Oh,
You're
I
out.
love it. I love it. Now, Mackenzie, if you and I are walking into a grocery store and I tell you
Okay.
go to the chip aisle and buy your favorite chip to eat, what chip are you buying?
Okay. It's okay. Do we count Fritos as a chip?
Sure.
Okay. My favorite are those Fritos honey barbecue twists. They're so
That's
good.
pretty good. They're very good. They're very good. Now, mind you, I'm the type of person when I make a sandwich, especially with those chips, I'm a little weird. So forgive me. I put my chips in the middle of my sandwich and I crush them up and I eat them.
That's normal.
Do you? Oh, so you do that too?
Sometimes, like, I feel like Doritos would taste good, especially like Cool Ranch Doritos and like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, okay. Uh,
Trust me. Trust me on that. It's
I'm
good.
listen. I've never tried it. I'm gonna have to do that, and I have to hit you up and let you know how that goes for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah, let me know.
I certainly will. Oh wow, peanut butter and jelly with Cool Ranch Doritos. You saying?
Yes.
Okay, say less. I'm with you. That was pretty good for this or that. That was pretty good. You were very decisive. I like that. My next question is called bucket list, and the reason why it's called bucket list is because I want you to speak this into fruition. Mackenzie, I want you to give me a top four list of events that you would like to cover in your future sports media career.
Yes. The biggest one for me was covering a Penguins game, but I already did that. So it's actually already off my bucket list, which is
Okay.
crazy for me to think that. But
Okay.
as of right now, the big four, what I like call it, I would say I would love to cover an NHL All Star weekend. I think the
Yes.
ultimate dream would be to be that person when the All Stars walk the red carpet and I'll get some interviews. That would be the ultimate dream. So NHL All Star weekend, Super Bowl, 100%. That's also up there.
Yes.
Olympics. Olympics
Yes.
would be huge. And I would say NBA Finals.
So you named three of my four. So girl, we
Oh,
must be in sync together for sure.
what's
You
your four?
So my four, just to name the first three that you mentioned that were the same NBA Finals, because basketball is my favorite sport.
Yeah.
So definitely in NBA Finals. The next one that you mentioned was the Olympics. I mean,
Hmm.
who the hell wouldn't want to cover the Olympics that's in sports media, especially with
Right.
it being in the U.S., being in
Yeah.
Los Angeles? That's a great place to be. The next one that you mentioned was the Super Bowl. Now the Super Bowl, I covered that. So I will, and I'm gonna get to that. I covered the Super
Okay.
Bowl in New Orleans, but I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So I would substitute that for the NHL All Star Game.
Yeah.
Yes, I would love to cover NHL. And matter of fact, you put all the All Star games: NHL, MLB, NBA, WNBA, all the All Star games. I would love to
Yeah.
cover that. But my last one that I would like to cover is a national championship game, football, college football.
That's cool. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yes, I would like to do that. And let me tell you about the Super Bowl before I get to this next bonus question. So, Mackenzie, number one, you'll absolutely love it. Four of us went down there to New Orleans and covered the Super Bowl, and I would tell you this: it's over 6,000 media members. It's the biggest spectacle of it all. Like if you talk about what the World Cup was, times that by 10 with the media, just the media alone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. If you talk about a networking opportunity, if you don't network at the Super Bowl, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you because there's too many people there, especially
Right?
on
Yeah.
opening night. Plus, they do a media party. So the year that we went, there was a media party. Master P, if you know who he is, Master P, the rapper, he hosted the media party. You get free drinks all night long.
Wow.
They have free food all night long. So they in New Orleans they had jambalaya, they had gumbo, they had
Gosh.
alligator. So it
Wow.
was all different. You get to go to different stations and try this food, and you could try it all night long. They had Cajun food in the back. They had food trucks where they were passing out food. They had a live band that was playing. They had all kind of events and parties. I went to Nightcap that was there with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco. I'm not sure if you know about that, about Nightcap, but there was different kind of parties that was there. You would absolutely love it. It's a week full of stuff. And to cap it off, you're on the field, you're walking around, there's
Mm,
all kind of media there. It's
so
a
cool.
spectacle. It's so cool. I think you would absolutely love it. And I really hope you get the opportunity to cover Super Bowl one day because you will love it. I hope I get a chance to go to this next one, the next two, because the next two are very special to me. With it being in Inglewood, the home of my favorite team that I grew up cheering for, which is the Chargers, because I grew up in San Diego, by the way.
Mhm.
And then the next year after that is in Atlanta, Georgia, which is where I went to college. So, yes, I hope I get to see you at one of those for sure. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I definitely really want to do that for sure.
Yes, yes, but yeah, you picked some great ones. That was awesome. Now, you said you was a theater person back in middle school. I'm a huge theater person myself. I'm a musical person. I love musicals to death. If it wasn't sports media I was doing, I would probably be on the stage. To be honest with
It was
you.
me
Uh,
too.
yes,
That
yes,
was
I'll
my
definitely
dream
be on the
job
stage.
in middle school. I wanted to be a Broadway performer.
Okay, so let me ask you, and I'll give you mine as well. And I'll probably start off first, and I'll let you think about it for a little bit. My top four musicals.
Okay.
Number one, for me is Hairspray.
Oh,
I'm a
that's good.
huge
Yeah.
Hairspray person. Love Hairspray to death for sure. Number two is Wicked.
Yes.
Love Wicked. Had a chance to see it back in February out here on the East Coast in upstate New York here. Number three, I would say, three. Hamilton. Hamilton is number
Yes.
three. I like Hamilton. Very good. Lin Manuel is just amazing. No question about that. And the fourth one, this is a tough one, because I like so many. But if I had to choose one, I would say Annie. Annie is my fourth one. So I'm a
Classic.
huge Annie person. What would be your top four?
Okay. My number one is Newsies. Because
News
I
is
remember
good.
I grew up as a dancer, so I
Mm,
loved dancing. And it's so ironic because the lead girl's a journalist, and that's what
yeah,
I am now.
right.
So it's funny, and it's also set in New York City, my favorite city. So the parallels are there. So Newsies is really, really special to me.
Okay.
Number two is Legally Blonde. Legally Blonde is
Oh
really, really
wow.
fun. It's a funny show. I love the movie. The musical is really good. Remember the time where like you got to watch the musicals on YouTube, but they would call it like slime tutorials? So like
Yes.
take them down. So I'd always watch like the slime tutorials or the bootlegs of Legally Blonde with Laura Bell Bundy as Elle Woods. She's a star. Love Legally Blonde. Number
Okay.
three, I would say is Aladdin. Aladdin is still running on Broadway, so you can still watch it. Aladdin
Aladdin
is
is good.
phenomenal. It's a great
Very
experience.
good.
Really, really good.
Yes.
Then there's it's so hard to choose your favorite musical. I would say number four would be Heather's. I think Heather's is really, really good. I like the soundtrack a lot. And it was never on Broadway. It was off Broadway. So if you don't
Hmm.
count Heather's, we could throw in Bring It On. That was on Broadway like years ago. So
I remember that. Yes, I saw that one. That was pretty good. The
we're
musical.
seeing a recurring theme, like the movies to musicals adaptations, because that's kind of where
Yeah.
Broadway is going now. If there was a
Yeah.
movie, like think of like Back to the Future on Broadway, like they did like a SpongeBob on Broadway, so they're doing a lot of like what's on TV
Yeah.
goes to Broadway. So big fan of those four shows for
I
sure.
love that. You got great taste. There's no question
Thank you.
about that. No doubt. No doubt. And I love that. Now, let's talk about advice because
Okay.
I asked you what advice you would give someone, but what is some advice, Mackenzie, that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Hold on dearly to in the sports field. The networking was big to know. Definitely, I would say them telling me to reach out first was the biggest one. Because I always thought when you land a job, you just fill out application. You just go on LinkedIn and you go to the job search. Oh, so and so was looking for a sports reporter. You apply then.
Right.
Like, no, you don't have to do that. I am good at like messaging people. I'm a big Instagram DMer. So instead of just filling out applications, also send them a message. Be like, hey, I'm so and so. I'm interested in this position. What I do is I actually just like, instead of applying for 2 jobs a couple of days ago, just on the basic application form, I just DM them instead. And I give them my little pitch. I'm like, here's some of my experience. I send
Yeah.
a link to my LinkedIn. I'm like, hey, here's my email. If you want my resume, message me. I just say, like, oh, I graduated college. I had a perfect 4.0 GPA. I was a student athlete. So if you send them a DM, it makes you stand out. Because in
Yes.
applications, like, over 100 people could apply, and you could just be a number. If you send just a simple email or a DM, I say DM because DM really does make you stand out, and it says your name on it. Email can be kind of hard because you might not know the email of the hiring recruiter.
Right.
So I say definitely message Instagram DM. Make yourself stand out. They'll remember that, and so far, 100% success rate. So I recommend go in those DMs, slide in the DMs, get that job.
Absolutely, no question. If you send an email, it could get lost too. I mean,
It
they
can
get
get lost.
several email. It gets several emails a day. People do so. Definitely slide in the DMs. Make business cards, no question about it.
Yeah.
I recommend that all for everybody. Make business cards.
Yes. I'm so glad you said that because I worked the Ryder Cup and I had people around me. So I worked in hospitality, but when you work in hospitality, I also helped out with the volunteers. Same
Right,
thing I did at World Cup. I was a broadcast liaison, but
right,
I also had some volunteers I had to like manage. So Ryder Cup, I managed the volunteers as a corporate hospitality
right.
person, and I would network with them, and they're like, here's my business card," and I'm like, "That's genius," because there's times where you meet people and you don't have your resume on you. Like I know for me, like my resume is stored on my computer, and I'm not going to carry like sheets of paper with me. If you have
Yep.
a business card that's small, it can fit in their wallet, it can fit in their pocket. It could just say your name, like Mackenzie Cochran, sports media professional. Have your
Right.
email on it, have your phone number on it, and maybe like a link to your LinkedIn, like a QR code to your LinkedIn, a QR code to a PDF of
Yep.
your resume.
Yep.
That's huge. And I actually have never done that yet. I actually need to go to Staples. I need to make business cards because that would save you so much time networking instead of
Oh
having to
yeah.
like, oh, like what's your LinkedIn? You have to pull up their LinkedIn, and then later on the day you have to send them a message. Oh, here's my resume when they already have it on them just from that first
Absolutely.
time you meet them.
I would say that absolutely. You can go to Staples or find
Yeah.
something even a little bit cheaper if you want to. And I would say definitely make about 100. Right?
Yeah.
You want to make
Sure.
about 100, test it out a little bit because you already know about teamwork online, right? You
Yes.
already know about that. And you know that Jersey and New York, they have a lot of those different kind of things. And with a lot of different teams there, they're going to have a lot of different sports career fairs. They just are. And you know that going there, linking up, passing out cards, passing out resumes, you definitely are going to meet a lot of different teams and do a lot of different things for sure. So I definitely recommend it. But the sports management worldwide, as a go getter like you are, you definitely want to tap into that. Now, again,
Oh, for
I'm going to
sure.
tell you, it's a little bit more pricey. It's definitely more pricey than what a
Okay.
teamwork online event is. No question about that. But is it worth it? Yeah, because you're not just meeting people that work for the team, that work for the team like, like entry level. Because when you go to teamwork online, you're meeting a lot of entry level people.
Yeah.
No, with sports management worldwide, you meeting front office, you meeting execs, you're meeting people that's not entry level, you're meeting people that's big time. Um, uh, Outside of obviously CEOs and owners and stuff like that, but you're meeting big time people that connect and work with presidents of the actual teams. And I think the hockey one, which happens every June, that's something you definitely want to look into. And if there's any other sport, I would say football. If you're an
Mhm.
NFL person, you
Yeah.
definitely want to go to the combine. The combine one, I'll be there next March. They happen every March in late February. You definitely want to go to that one because anybody who's anybody's going to be there. And you definitely want to be able to connect with them for sure. No question.
Thank you for that. That was really,
No,
really insightful.
no, no doubt, no doubt. We'll listen. We'll definitely stay in touch, you and I. You know that. But I want to get some rapid fire in
Okay.
here before I get you up out of here. So basically, it's a little different than this or that. Okay. So rapid fire is going to be just the first thing that comes to your mind based upon these questions. So here we go. Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Juice or soda?
Juice.
Chicken or ribs?
Ribs.
Favorite color?
Blue.
That's my favorite color too, girl. Okay.
It's the only correct color.
I love it. I love it. Favorite card game?
Favorite card game? Uno.
Okay. Favorite board game?
Sorry.
That's mine too. Okay, but I like the color.
It's the best
I know
one.
you probably like the. I know you like the color blue, but my second favorite color is red.
Oh,
That's
mine's orange.
okay. Got you. So
Yeah.
okay, that's not bad. Not bad at all. Favorite TV show on television or favorite Netflix TV series?
Okay, so favorite TV show is Big Brother. Favorite Netflix series? I was a big fan of Squid Games, but Squid Games had like this reality like person edition, and I thought it was really really funny. It was like real people playing Squid Games, and obviously like the show they don't like actually die in real life, but when they
Yeah,
would lose a challenge, they'd freak out, as in they were. It was really really funny. So that was
yeah,
my favorite Netflix series.
yeah. Squid
Oh,
Games
Squid
was
Games
crazy.
Challenge. That was what it was called.
Got you. Yeah, the original Squid Games was crazy. No question
Yeah, it's
about that.
crazy.
That was wild. Favorite, I can ask you this. Favorite alcoholic drink?
Favorite alcohol drink? Ooh, right now, okay. So if I go to like a bar, I always get like a Malibu Bay Breeze or a pineapple Malibu. It's like Malibu. Yeah, I like rum. I'm a big rum person. That's like my heart.
Yeah.
Is.
That's
So
why I'm
like,
laughing because I know you
yeah,
must be a rum person.
I'm a rum person. It's like rum, pineapple, cranberry. That combination, I'm always getting that.
Oh my gosh. That's a deadly combination when you put pineapple, rum, and cranberry. I'm trying to
It
tell
tastes.
you.
You can't even tell it. Like it tastes like alcohol. It's so good.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's so deadly. Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've got a couple of those for sure.
They're so
Absolutely.
yummy. They're so
Oh
yummy.
wow. I love it though. Those are good though.
They're really good.
Favorite sandwich.
Favorite sandwich? Oh, like okay. So for me, do you know what Wawa is?
Yes, it's a convenience
Okay,
store.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So I like a Wawa hoagie. I would get like turkey, cheese, a little bit of oil. I'll do pickles, and then depending like where I'm sitting, if I can be messy, I'll add lettuce to it. If I can't be messy, I'll take no lettuce. But so good, yummy.
You meant so everything you mentioned was on point and was wow. I loved it till you said pickles.
I love
You said
pickles.
pickles.
Pickles are great
Lord
on
have mercy.
sandwiches.
Lord have mercy. God bless your heart, Mackenzie. That is the first thing we have disagreed on tonight. And it took us 77 minutes to disagree on something. I love it. I love it. That's okay. That's all right. Okay. If you had a choice to choose three people to join you on vacation, so it's a total of four of you, who would you choose and where would you go? Now, Mackenzie, before you choose, you could choose family, friends, or celebrities, or a combination of all three.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's so hard. Cause like I can pick three, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes.
you see, when I'm a family of five, I'm like leaving one out. So
Oh,
like
yeah. Somebody gonna get left out.
the safe option is always saying like mom, dad, sister, brother, but I could only pick three. All right, let's go with the big three. Let's go with my mom,
Yeah.
my best friend Alyssa, and my
Yeah.
boyfriend Will. Let's go with those three. I think that'd be a
Oh,
really fun combination.
okay. Now, where would you guys go?
Oh, I want to go visit Monaco.
That's a nice place. Okay, I like that. Now, if you had a choice to choose between three songs or three artists that you could listen to on repeat and never get tired of, who would those three artists or three songs be?
Okay, so my music taste is like all over the place. So
Yeah.
for me, I kind of go into phases of songs and artists, but for some reason, Tears for Fears Mad World always plays for me, and I think
Okay.
it's so good. So I've been
Okay.
really into that song for like the longest time.
Wow.
So yeah, or like Tears for Fears, like Head Over Heels, or like Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Tears for Fears is up there. I like '80s music. I think '80s music is fun. I'm a very outgoing, energetic person, so like '80s rock, '80s pop is always up there. So
Hmm.
Tears for Fears is always in that cycle.
Okay.
If we do like country music, like Morgan Wallen is really good. So like
Yep.
98 Braves is a really good song. And it's also really fitting because it's about like baseball and this podcast is about sports. So we're gonna add that song as the mix. So Morgan Wallen, 98 Braves. My third song, ugh, there's like always so many good songs I could choose from out there. Or artists, so that's a hard answer to pick. But let's go with Kid Cudi. I like Kid Cudi's music a lot. I just saw him in
Yeah.
concert this summer. So like Pursuit of Happiness is a classic. And there's
Yes.
always like the Steve Aoki remix. So like I feel like that's a great song if you want to get pumped up. It's a good song to do before a track meet where you have to run really fast, or like let's say you're out at a bar or a party with your friends and you want to fist bump. So let's go with that song. So Pursuit
Okay.
of Happiness, Kid Cudi, but make it the Steve Aoki remix.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. Got some good taste for sure. Name a sport that you would absolutely dominate in outside of cross country and track and field.
Hockey, field hockey. I grew up playing field hockey, and I stopped playing field hockey. Okay, it's a funny story. So I did field hockey in middle school. So
Yeah.
when I quit track, I did field hockey because I was really big into theater, and in middle school I would get leads. So I couldn't balance like being a lead of a school musical in the spring with spring track, but I was able to do a fall sport. I never did cross country in middle school because I was coming off from being a sprinter, but my sister did field hockey. So then, as like a younger sister, you look up to your older sister. So I did field hockey. I did field hockey all of middle school, and then in high school, I quit because I was gonna do the fall play.
Right.
But that was when the high school coach saw I was the sister of the fastest girl on the team. So she kind of like was like, "You gotta do cross country," and I'm always someone who says yes. So I never ended up playing field hockey ever again. I didn't even
Mhm.
do the fall play. I did do the spring musical every year, but I did not winter. I did cross country instead in the fall. So field hockey, I was actually really good at field hockey. So I would be dominant in that.
Well, shout out to your sister. I bet she's amazing,
Yeah,
just
shout
like
out
you are.
Kate. Aw.
Yes. And you said she's older. She's so
Yes.
you're the youngest.
Okay, so I'm the middle child in the family. I was the youngest for 13 years, and now I have a little brother who's 8 years old.
Wow. Okay. Okay. And you and your sister's what, a couple years apart?
Kate is only 2 years apart from me.
Yeah, a couple years. Okay, I love it. I love it. That's what's up. Okay. Now, let me ask you this. I asked you about a sport you would dominate in. I'm going to ask you the opposite. What is a sport that you would play that first comes to mind that you would absolutely suck in?
Oh, volleyball. No,
Really?
volleyball. No,
No.
volleyball. No.
Can you not like jump, or can you're not a good like libero or setter or none of that?
It's just like sometimes I get lucky if the serve gets over the net, but really just like I like hit it and then like you kind of like run after the ball and then like you try to like set it up or someone gets to it before you. It's definitely a sport
Right.
where you have to be like, hey, it's my ball, it's my ball. But like volleyball, like you don't want me on your team. And also baseball is hard, especially when you're batting. I feel like I don't have that eye to ball coordination. Like for me, my
Mm.
best sports are like running, dancing, field hockey, soccer. Like when the sport is at your feet, field hockey, like you look down the ground, that's what I'm good at. But like sports where it's like right at you, like softball, baseball, volleyball, no.
Got you. Okay. Okay. Now, I always ask sports media people this is that give me a top four of places that you would like to venues that you would like to cover an event at. Now, you talked about Madison Square Garden, but add four more venues that you would like to be at.
Okay, Fenway Park,
That's in Boston.
100%. Wrigley Field,
That's in Chicago. Got you.
100%. Like I've never been to Chicago or Boston, so
Really?
for me, I'm
Wow.
picking like cities that I want to go to. SoFi Stadium. I've been
That
to
is in Los
LA.
Angeles.
I've been to
Yes.
LA, but I've never been that stadium. So those three are really really big.
Home of the Super Bowl, by the way, where Super
Yeah,
Bowl will be at.
I know. Picking the last one. Ooh. Okay. Let's go to Canada. Like, let's go to like the Montreal Canadiens or like the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's go to their arena. I feel like that would be really cool because we know like Canada has a big NHL fan base there. I feel like that would be really cool.
Well, Scotiabank Arena is where the
Hmm.
Maple Leafs play, which is also where the Raptors play, the NBA team. So I can tell you that's a great arena. You will love that.
What is?
Um, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Definitely know about that. I would say I've been to Wrigley, been to been to all those stadiums for sure. But one the four I would choose that I really would love to go to for certain. Number one, I would love to go to LSU, Death Valley. Death Valley Stadium, college
Yeah.
football. I would love to go there. I heard it's electric at night for sure, no question about that.
Oh yes.
The next stadium that I would love to go to, that I haven't been to yet, is the Cowboy Stadium. I just want to go
Oh
to Dallas
yes.
Cowboys because
That's been on mine too.
I just want to see how it is. I mean, I'm not a Cowboys fan at all, but Jerry's World, I got to see how that is for sure. So, Cowboy Stadium is definitely something I would
Oh
love to
yeah.
go to. I would personally would love to go to. I actually would like to go to Anaheim Stadium. I like to see the Ducks play.
Oh,
I
that's
like to see the
cool.
Ducks. I like to see the Ducks play.
Okay.
For sure, and go to Disneyland while I'm there. Get nostalgic. That's just a nostalgic for me because I grew up in Southern California for sure.
Yeah.
Um, the last of the stadiums that I would probably say that I would love to go to, just going off my mind here, um, I would like to go to the Celtics, Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
I've never been to the Boston Celtics arena. I've
Yeah.
been to baseball, but I have not been to basketball, and I would like to go to their arena for sure because it's historic, and I'm a huge history guy, stuff like that. So those are the four that I would love to do for sure. Um, if there was any event that you would love to go cover outside of hockey for one day, just if you wanted to stand on the sideline for one day and you got to cover that event as a sports media broadcaster, what event would that be and why?
Okay. So I'm gonna do a different answer because I don't want to repeat things. I would love to
Yeah.
cover the March Madness final game
Okay.
because we know like college fans are
Mm-hmm.
crazy. They're
Mm-hmm.
fun. The
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere is totally electric. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like to see the March Madness winner live covering that would be huge because every year I do the March Madness bracket. The past
So
two
do I.
years, I got the winner. I picked Florida and I picked Michigan. So I'm back to back with winners. I would love to cover the next March Madness, be there, witness it in person. I would assume if you work March Madness, you cannot do the bracket. I would assume that has to be with the rules.
Mm-mm.
It's
Nope,
not?
nope, that's not true. Not true. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah, because
That's
I actually covered Buffalo up here the first and second rounds, and I actually did three brackets. Which one of my brackets was right, two of them was wrong because did pick Michigan in one, but I picked Arizona in the other one.
I did too.
Yes, and I also I picked a different team In the other one, I forgot who I chose, but it was Michigan, Arizona was my top two, and as far
That's
as my
mine.
brackets went, for sure. No,
I just,
Florida. Sorry, Florida. Florida. I chose Florida in the other one
oh,
to
okay.
repeat as champion for sure.
I didn't pick Florida.
Yes, and rightfully so because they got burned very early, for sure. But yes, no, you can you certainly if you work in NCAA, like as far as the higher ups, I gotta think that people even covering it, they're probably doing a bracket. They're probably doing a bracket for sure. Now, probably not for like monetary gain, but they're probably just doing a fun bracket just to play for fun. I think you could do that.
Yeah,
For sure. For sure.
that's awesome.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. I love that. This has been a really dope podcast episode,
Yeah,
Mackenzie. I just
I'm
learned about
glad.
your why, talking to you about where you grew up, where you went to school, how hard you worked in school, doing media, dance, track and field, cross country, social life, eating, studying, weightlifting, practice. I mean, all the above. And then you graduate as well. Obviously, interning, working with the Flyers before, working with the World Cup. Oh yes, I gotta ask you, what did you do with the World Cup? How did you get on with the World Cup? Talk about your World Cup experience.
Okay, so for the World Cup, FIFA came into Montclair State University, and this was back in October. They came to my College of Communication and Media's presentation hall. So all kids stormed through the building. It was a packed house. They had representatives. It's called Host Broadcast Services.
Yeah,
FIFA hired them to do their broadcasting. The kind of people in charge of getting the media partners, so like journalists, TV stations, worldwide. So like people from Italy, Senegal, France, worldwide. So they're in charge of
wow,
broadcasting. So they came into Montclair and they were saying how they're looking for interns. They partnered with Montclair and NYU for the New York, New Jersey Stadium, MetLife Stadium. I don't live in the area in the summer. I live at home in South Jersey. My closest stadium is Philly. So when looking to apply to intern, I wanted to work in the Philadelphia stadium so I could live at home and it'd be an easier commute. But since I went to Montclair, the rule with the internship was if you were to apply and get it, you have to go to the stadium associated with your school. So
uh,
I was stuck with New York, New Jersey Stadium, but I found out the final was played there. So I'm like,
yep,
okay, like I'm gonna apply for this. So they had different positions you could apply for. They had liaison, they had CCR, which dealt with like commentary relations. They had production intern, a 360 digest camera intern, which is pretty cool because like you can handle like the camera.
wow,
Yeah, they had like an IT intern, but with my background, my best fit was liaison. So to apply, you had to send in like your resume, your cover letter. You had to like answer a question. The big question was, are you bilingual? I am not bilingual. So when I saw that question, I'm like, oh, I'm not going to be a good fit for this because when you work World Cup, especially when I was working it, you honestly need to be bilingual because these media
yeah. A
partners,
lot of
like
countries.
a lot of the times they'd be like, oh, like, do you speak Spanish? And I'd be like, un poquito, like a little bit. So like I would say like very basic Spanish words around them. Like luckily
Right,
there's people kind to direct them. Like I'd be like to the left, I'd be like a la izquierda. But like it's pretty obviously I'm American. Like I like sound very English speaking. So I was very
right,
surprised how I got it. So I was honest. I was like, okay, like I wrote my application like I just know basics, very basic little Spanish. And then you
right.
had to submit a video. So I submitted a video. I was like, hi, my name is Mackenzie. My dream job is to be a liaison assistant at the World Cup. And in my video, at the time at Montclair, I worked game operations and soccer. So I filmed me in front of the press box. I would point out what I did. I included a little like photo of like a scoreboard. I
Look
edited
at
on
you. I
iMovie.
love it.
Yeah, I was pretty like engaged with the bit. So sent my application in. Months later, I heard no response. They told
Mm.
you, okay, you should hear a response by February. March hit. I heard nothing. I was like, okay, I'm not going to get this. For
Wow.
some reason, they emailed me in March. I don't know why they did. I guess they're later than how they thought they were going to be. I got an email like inviting me to interview. So then I interviewed for it. And again, the lady asked me, she's like, oh, like, are you bilingual? And I was like, no, I only know basic Spanish. And me and the lady who I interviewed, we like hit it off. It was a really comfortable, good
Yeah,
conversation. She knew I had
absolutely.
experience working in soccer. So I told her, I was like, I only know a little bit. And she was like, that's fine. You just know basic greetings. And I was like, yes. So my interview was really well. And then I got the position. So at the World Cup, I was a broadcast liaison assistant. And my job really was to handle the media partners, which is what I want to do. So I kind of
Yep.
use this as like a networking tool. So I'll meet these media partners, especially the ones like who live in America, because that's the most convenient to me. So World Cup, we had Fox and ESPN. Those were the two companies that like were streaming it. So I networked with them. I would get their LinkedIn to be like, hey, like what you're doing is what I want to do. So what I'll do with media partners is I would handle their bookings. So they'd book positions on the pitch and commentary, mix zone. So I'd handle the bookings. I would take them where they have to go. So I learned the entirety of MetLife Stadium, which is crazy. The stadium is big. So the fact that
Yeah,
I know how to
definitely
get
is.
to the field, I know how to get to all 7 of the floors. It's mad impressive. Like I know MetLife Stadium on the back of my hand now, which is
Right.
great. So if I want to work for the Giants or the Jets, this is a big resume booster for sure. So take the media partners where I have to go. I have to make sure they're set up correctly. I would label like the sides of the pitch. I would label commentary. Be like, this is ESPN spot. This is Fox's spot, and all the media partners from all the other countries. World Cup is really cool because there would be a lot of media partners from Italy. Italy didn't make the World Cup, but since the World Cup is so big, they're sending journalists from Italy to cover it. So I'd meet,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
it was really, really cool experience. I basically kind of like managed them, which is crazy because I'm only 22. I'm like fresh out of college. I'm managing these older people, and it's really cool. So I basically like label their positions, take them where they have to go, make sure they have everything they need. So a lot of the time they need like internet wire cables to go live. I made sure they had exactly what they had at all times.
Okay.
And a lot of times, especially play by play and color commentary, they need those like roster sheets. So to go and print those out, send them in. And then I'd also be there for like team arrival, player interviews, just to make sure that the journalists know. There's some journalists who like don't know a player, or some journalists like we have celebrities come in at these matches. So
Oh
one
yeah, absolutely.
I was with Televisa, they didn't recognize Olivia Rodrigo. I had to point to them. I'd be like, that's Olivia Rodrigo. And then they would go and ask her for an interview. So if I wasn't there, they wouldn't have known, and they would miss out on a big superstar that would have boosted their social media content views. That would get people like interested in their videos, get more clicks. So really my job was just to help out the media partners and
I
help make
love
sure
it.
they have everything they need. And it was a really, really fun job because I was able to be all around the stadium. I was able to be on the pitch, which is where all the action was. So, absolutely outstanding internship. My first gig right after post grad. Amazing.
That is amazing. And that's an amazing story. I love that. I'm so happy that you shared that. I'm so happy I asked that. And listen, like I said, you have been an absolute delight. Very hardworking, very calm, cool, collected, very talented, very passionate. I love your passion. Don't you ever lose that fire, girl, for this industry. Very beautiful as well, Mackenzie. I
Thank
want to
you so
say thank
much.
you. Thank you for coming on my podcast and being an outstanding guest. My final question to you is there anything else you would like to add about yourself, the job, sports media, or anything at all before we conclude?
I would say sports communication is a true blessing. I am so happy to be in this field. And the best thing about this field is really just networking with people in the industry because I have this passion, you have this passion.
Without
Honestly,
question.
if you're in this field, everyone has this passion. Everyone loves what they're doing. You meet someone who works in sports communication, they don't hate their job. Some people honestly like they talk bad about their job, they don't like their job, they don't look forward to it. I
Right?
was looking forward to every day working at the World Cup. I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's match day. Like, I'd work 15 hours at the World Cup final. I'd be working on a Sunday people don't work weekends. We work weekends, and we're happy to work weekends.
Without question.
We'll gladly miss a holiday to work a sporting event. I'll gladly miss a big holiday to work a sporting event, 100%. And I
For
know you
sure.
would too. Anyone in the field would, because we just love what we're doing. So having that passion is really what keeps me going. And I think the best thing about this field is just being around people. We all have a passion for sports. We all love sports. It makes me so happy. And that's honestly my true why I like working in sports. And I feel like that's the same why for a lot of people. And it's just so like refreshing and so fulfilling. Like we ended the World Cup, we were all crying like happiness out in tears. It was a really fun, amazing experience. And I would like to thank you for being on this podcast, for interviewing me, and I'm just so thankful to be on this show because I did the same thing at Montclair. I interviewed sports broadcasters and athletes because I know they love working in sports. I love working
Yes.
in sports, and you reaching out to people, like, we love telling our stories. So it really puts a smile on people's faces. It puts a smile on my face. So I'd like to thank you for this opportunity. It really made me happy, and I just want to say I'm so passionate about the sports field. So that is my last
Absolutely.
thing to say.
Absolutely. And this is a wonderful, wonderful, like I said, person. Please go give her a follow. Well, you and I will most certainly, girl, stay in touch because I
Oh
can't
yeah.
wait to meet you in person. I want you to have a wonderful Thursday evening and the rest of your weekend. And again, thank you for coming on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast.
Thank you for having me.
No doubt.